Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I've been getting a ton of requests on my Instagram story, and by the way, Instagram is my only social media, so you can follow me at It's Roxy James right there. So I've been getting a ton of requests to do a cooking video for you, so I decided to share 3 easy healthy lunch ideas that take less than 30 minutes to make. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe for more like these. And let me just say that you are going to get super hungry watching this video, so I'm sorry in advance, I warned you. First up is baked salmon and vegetables, and I'll share 2 ways you can bake salmon. So I prefer buying salmon already skimmed and in a vacuum sealed package like this because it's so much easier to work with, and you can just use how much ever you need at a time versus an entire huge fillet of salmon and you have to like cut it off and skin it and all that crazy stuff. Before you start cooking, be sure to preheat the oven so that it heats up nicely, and this really cuts down the baking time. So for the honey glazed salmon, you need honey, of course, mustard. I usually use Dijon mustard, but this one works just as fine. You need finely chopped garlic, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. So mix it all up and then apply liberally to your salmon. This recipe is also on my blog, so you can print it out and use it if you want the actual recipe and all of the steps laid out really nicely. You can check that link to my blog there. But yeah, once everything is coated in your honey glaze, bake your salmon for about 15 to 20 minutes at about 350 degrees Celsius or until your salmon flakes really easily. The next way you can bake your salmon is using another one of my recipes on my blog, and it's this chili salmon. So I love using coconut oil, and this is a chili infused coconut oil from CGA, and this flavor is perfect for this recipe because of the chili infusion. Next, sprinkle some red pepper or chili flakes to it, and that's literally the only 2 ingredients that you need for the salmon. And by the way, coconut oil solidifies whenever it's cold, so that's why it looks like frozen on the salmon. So if that happens to you, don't worry, it is totally normal. It will be fine when you bake it. And like before, you want to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes until the salmon flakes easily. So since the oven was already on with the salmon baking, I decided to do some oven roasted vegetables. So you can use any vegetable for this part, but I did green beans, carrots, potatoes, and onions. And honestly, recently I started grilling and roasting and eating raw vegetables as much as possible. So once I have all of my vegetables laid out really nicely in my baking tray, I use the CGA lemon infused coconut oil to give my veggies a really tangy kick, and I added a sprinkle of black pepper to add some more flavor. So at this point, I know you're probably wondering where the heck is the salt, but I actually cook with very minimum salt, to be honest, mostly no salt at all. And that's only because I prefer using fresh herbs and other infusions instead. But if I happen to add salt to anything, it will definitely be the pink Himalayan salts. Okay, so make sure to toss all your veggies so that everything is evenly coated and spread nicely on the baking tray. And you're gonna put that into the oven for about 30 minutes until everything is nice and tender. And oh my gosh, you guys, this smells so good. It's such a rich combination of flavors, and it was so easy to make. For a complete meal, I added some greens, and this is watercress, as a side to my oven roasted veggies and baked salmon. You can also add a dollop of sour cream to dip in, but I actually prefer low-fat Greek yogurt, but I didn't have that, so this will do for now, but just don't overdo it. And that's basically my first easy, healthy lunch idea in under 30 minutes. And this is perfect because if you're really busy, you can just toss everything into the oven, finish up your work, and then you'll have a hot, delicious meal waiting for you. The next meal is even more simple, and you can get it done in even less time. For this, you'll need a ton of raw, colorful veggies. Like, no, really, go crazy with the colorful vegetables. Because the brighter they are, it means it has a lot more antioxidants for you, and those are super good for your body. So I have canned black beans, kale, tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, broccoli, and corn. So for the corn, I just boil it, and I like my corn really simple with nothing added. And to make digestion easier, I am grilling the broccoli on a grill pan using some canola oil. And I get so many questions about this pan whenever I post it on my Instagram story. And it's actually a double-sided pan with a grill side and a flat side on the next side that you can use to make like eggs or pancakes. I love this pan because it has that beautiful grill effect without needing an actual grill and all the hassle of putting up an actual grill. So I will have a similar one linked in down below so you can check it out because this was actually gifted, so I have no idea where it's from. I leave my broccoli on it for about 3 to 5 minutes, flipping them over occasionally. I love keeping that bright green color, so it's really just to soften the broccoli and give it that nice char. For the carrots, here's a fun little trick you can do. Use a vegetable peeler to create ribbon-like strips of carrots. It makes it easier to eat and is also aesthetically pleasing, let's be real. So I had brown rice left over from the day before, so that's the base of my rice bowl. But if you're prepping this meal, be sure to put the rice to boil first and then prep your veggies and beans so it will be ready by the time you're finished. Okay, so now for the fun part, it's time to layer your rice bowl. So I put my rice in the middle of my bowl and then just add the vegetables around it. And yes, believe it or not, it is as simple as that. And for the dressing, I use garlic infused coconut oil because I love the flavor that garlic adds, and the coconut oil is a healthy fat with so many benefits. This is much better than pre-made dressing with processed ingredients and high unhealthy fat content. So these rice bowls are my go-to meal and one of my favorite lunch ideas because it never gets boring and you can add a ton of different vegetables all the time to change things up. So the third meal option is a basil spinach pesto pasta. I have gluten-free pasta on the stove, and now here's what I'm most excited about. Using basil for the first time for my herb garden. So if you've been following me recently on my Instagram stories, you would see that I'm super into gardening and growing my own food. So I have this beautiful basil that I'm obsessed with, and I actually cut a piece of it off for the first time in life, and I'm using it to make my pesto. So this pesto is vegan and nut free, so it's definitely not the traditional pesto, but it's still really yummy. And to make it, you'll need basil, spinach, garlic, lemon, coconut, or olive oil. So all you do is toss everything into a food processor, and you can squeeze like half of a lemon in it to give it a really nice kick of flavor, and you just blend everything up until you get a sauce-like consistency like this. And can we just talk about how beautiful this color is? I realized there wasn't any protein in the pasta, so I decided to add chickpeas to it and then drizzle the pesto all over it and mix everything together. And this was so good, by the way. Let me just throw that in there. And for an extra touch, I love feta. But if you want to keep this vegan, you can just add some vegan cheese. And you guys, my mouth is legit watering doing this voiceover because it looks so good and I want some pasta right now. I'm like literally so hungry. Okay, so those were my 3 healthy meals in under 30 minutes. Don't forget the salmon recipes will be posted down in the description bar below. Also comment down below and let me know which meal idea was your favorite and which one you're gonna try, if you're gonna try any at all, which I hope you do because it's so easy and so delicious. Send me pictures on Instagram stories if you tried any because I want to see what you guys have been making. Thumbs up for more cooking videos and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.